what's your pitching staff look like going forward now?
Are you available? No, Robbie Powell will start the first game tomorrow. Powell's been kind of, as I told you the other day, when we lost Schluter, we kind of used him, you know, out of the bullpen and as a starter. So we have not used Robbie the first two games. So he'll get to start tomorrow. Austin Perez, our little left-hander, will also be available for a starting role tomorrow night. We'll have Donahue and Boyd back. We didn't use them. You know, we got some pretty good service out of them yesterday against NC State, and I don't know that we would have used them tonight, but not having to use them, they'll be back out of the bullpen, so we're okay.
Pete, was there any thought in that inning when Dorsey was kind of losing command to take him out before Barry?
Well, yeah, you know, it's one of those deals. You know, you're one pitch away from either getting out of the inning or do what Barry did, you know, hitting out of the ballpark. So we kept trying to stick with his game. You know, we kept trying to throw off-speed pitches, and he had the first two innings he had been pretty good. You know, he got some strikeouts and off-speed pitches, and that's his game. But the one thing that he didn't have tonight, and Coach Roberts said he didn't have in the bullpen, he didn't have as good as curveball. He'll throw a curveball and a slider, and his curveball is really, you know, other than a straight change, his second best pitch. And, you know, he hit, I'm not sure which one he hit ahead of Barry's home run, but he hit some one with a breaking ball and really didn't have any command there. So, you know, it's one of those things where you keep thinking, okay, he's going to make one good pitch and get out of it. And then, of course, we walked the guy, hit a guy, and finally went 2-0 on Barry, and we really didn't want to throw him a fastball. But, you know, he couldn't throw a strike at all. He wanted to, you know, get to that funk and just couldn't throw a strike to save his life with his off-speed stuff. And, you know, Barry made his pay pretty good with the 2-0 fastball. And you can't do that against a club like South Carolina. The hitters are too good. They're too disciplined. You know, they don't swing at bad pitches. We threw some pretty good off-speed pitches that weren't quite there, that obviously weren't strikes, but, you know, a lot of undisciplined teams would chase. And South Carolina just spit at them and just, you know, let them go, and then got in the hitter's count. And finally, like I said, it came back and bit us in the fanny.
He was pulling Rickles. The thing was he hurt or anything, or was that just to kind of give him some?
No, I'll be honest with you, and you know, we were down 11-1, and as I told you the other day, Rickles has had a pretty good bone bruise on his foot that's affected him. You know, we're down 11-1. We got through the sixth inning, and I said, you know, I think I better use good judgment here and sit him and give him some rest. I'll be honest with you, with South Carolina's bullpen, to come back from 11-1 deficit and, you know, with three innings to go would have been monumental. And even though we made a little bit of a run at it, I just really felt that we were going to have to win 2 games tomorrow to get to Monday. So I felt like sitting him at that point in time when we were down 11-1 would be the prudent thing to do, and have him ready for in the morning. We did the same thing with Carhart a little bit later. I was going to take Carhart out because he's had a bad foot too, and he'd had 3 bad at bats. And he said, "Coach, I got to have one more at bat before tomorrow." And so I left him in, and he ended up getting the base hit to right field. So I think mentally he's a little bit better tomorrow having that one at bat. But then we took him out after that. So I wasn't tossing in the towel, but I really felt making a run from 11-1 was probably not going to happen, and I wanted to sit Nick and have him ready fresh in the morning, or for the 1 o'clock game.
Pete, South Carolina struggled to score runs on the last 2 games without going in. You were probably thinking that you could hold them the same way, keep it close, and give yourself a crack there.
Yeah, when it was 6-1, obviously we were disappointed, but you know, we came back yesterday from a 5-0 deficit, and you know, I won't say that I felt great, but you know, I felt that our club could score some runs, and if we could hold them there, but then we went right back out, and we brought Cam Griffin, the freshman left-hander, in, and he goes, you know, put him in, and he gets 0-2 on the first left-hander, and then makes a bad 0-2 pitch, and then, you know, it all fell in, and then they scored 4. So if we could have kept it 6-1 and not given up that 4 spot, you know, we might have been able to make a better run at it. But you know, once they went 6-4, it was going to be very difficult to overcome that with their bullpen.